This is what happens, though, when you succumb to pressure. It gets pretty nasty. And this is what I'm betting will, in fact, happen tonight, just like it's happened in Korea and it's happened in other countries. It quickly devolves into this sort of thing. I don't know. I'm not saying it can't happen here, but, yeah, they could hit each other. It could get very, very violent. And, well, it's no stranger in South Korea. It certainly has happened in Ukraine. We've had moments where they just come to fisticuffs. Usually, I'm told Donald Trump has a very good right uppercut. I don't know about Jeb Bush's. I suspect that an angry Rand Paul could surprise you. And don't even get me started on Chris Christie. All right, we've got former Senator Scott Brown on whether it could be reduced to that. What do you think, Scott?
Geez, I certainly hope not, Neil. I would put my money, I think, on Rubio or Walker, some of the younger people getting in there and mixing it up. So,
there is this temptation. I know you've had many, many debates when you were campaigning for the Senate twice. This idea that it's how you look to your future constituents or those you want to make your constituents. And in your case, in Massachusetts, the first run, you couldn't look too crazy. You were addressing a liberal state, but a state that was angry and getting restless. So you had to walk a fine line, and you had to present yourself as a guy who speaks a very different language, in this case, than the Ted Kennedy, the seat that you were filling, but one who wasn't, a grenade-throwing nut. So you've got a couple of people in that, on those podiums in both debates today who have a reputation for being grenade-throwing. What do you tell them to do?
Well, first of all, I think anybody running in the primary right now, the 17 people would make a better president than Hillary Clinton. So let's start with that. I'm very impressed with the folks that have decided to put their name and their family and their beliefs on the line. With regard to what we need to do is, when this is all over, we need to unite as a party so we can take on Hillary Clinton, the presumed nominee for the Democratic Party. And what I'm hoping happens tonight is, listen, I'm thankful that Donald Trump is in the race. I think he's talking about issues that I and others have talked and worked about for many, many years: immigration, border security, our debt and deficit, ISIS. These are things that everyone wants to know. What are the solutions? And he has to make a choice. Is he going to look presidential and act presidential, or is he going to come out as an entertainer? And I think tonight will be a defining moment.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So you should immediately take another position, Senator. But the one thing I think that could be defining for Donald Trump is, I think this is the night, unless he goes another route, where in the eyes of many Americans watching, they'll take him seriously as a presidential candidate. They won't take this as a lark or his trying to make a new apprentice. They will see in this and his performance tonight a real credible candidate, much to some of his opponents' chagrin, who hope that he's just a super short phenomenon and the oxygen that leaves the room will return once he's out. What do you think?
Well, I think it's appropriate for them to, number one, be afraid of him. He is the front runner. He, as Larry referenced, he is experienced in front of a camera. He is experienced when it comes to pressure. And the American people are listening. They're curious. They're kind of testing the waters. They're trying to figure out if he's acting as he is on TV or if it's for real. So that's what he has to get past right now, is not only attacking our party and the members within our party, which is turning off, quite frankly, a lot of people in the party, and/or when is he going to start to come up with some defining of his positions and solutions and letting the American people know how he plans to do this?
Yeah, but by the way, Scott, when are his opponents? I mean, it's not as if they've spelled out detailed prescriptions of the economy. Some of them have talked about broad-based tax cuts, and some have even attached numbers to it, but very few have really gone into the weeds here. So I don't know who are they to judge.
The ones who have, I think Walker has, I think Rubio has. Christie's been very defined of what he wants to do with Social Security and Medicare. So
well,
there are some people out there talking.
He's talked about it in broad terms, right? He says, yeah, he's open to means testing it. He's open to pushing back the retirement age in future years. I mean, really?
Well, I've listened, Neil, with all due respect, I've been to quite a few Christie events. I've listened in detail. I thought his proposals and his ideas are quite frankly outside the norm and not very popular. He's attacking the sacred third rail of politics and doing a good job where people in New Hampshire are showing up and listening. So it's going to be interesting.
Is he your candidate?
No, I'm actually meeting with all the candidates right now, and I think in New Hampshire in particular, you got Walker, Rubio, Christie, Trump, and probably Carly Fiorina, the top five right now.
Sorry, they're all sucking up to you, as they should, by the way. Scott Brown, always good seeing you, my friend.
Good to see you, Neil. Thank you.
All right.